Hello everyone, my name is Brian. I'm a part of the Zoomies Abroad team. We have a series called Spotlight, and that's what you're watching right now, where we spotlight different places that we love in New Zealand, and eventually when we get ourselves traveling around the world, we'll probably spotlight some other places. But the place that we're going to be talking about today is an Indian restaurant in Wellington. We were able to meet with the owner of the restaurant, and he told us all about his restaurant, how it was created, some struggles they went through, and just the passion that he has behind what they do there. And I gotta be honest with you, I say this in the video I think a gazillion times, but that is the best Indian food we've ever had in our lives. We've traveled the world round, and that place is amazing. So if you're in Wellington, watch this video. If you're planning on going to Wellington, watch this video. Actually, just anybody, just please watch this video. And check out this Indian restaurant if you're in town there. It's called Indian Alley, and it is amazing.
Hi, my name is Sushant, and I'm the owner of Indian Alley.
This Indian restaurant is by far the best Indian food we've ever had. We asked Sushant if we could interview him and talk a little bit about his restaurant, how he got started, what inspired him to do all this. So I do have a list of questions that I will refer to. And we'll start off with the first one. How long have you been open?
Whole concept of Indian Alley came into in October 27. We opened our first branch, and this branch we opened in mid of March somewhere. And after 1 week, there was a lockdown.
Yeah.
And that was a pretty scary situation, A lockdown after 1 week. We just opened the second one, but again, once the lockdown came off, everything went smoothly. It was a little bit of, few hiccups, but there was a few problems, and where the customers, but then slowly everything was fine. So now it's 2.5-year-old baby.
That's awesome. Very cool. And then, are you originally from Wellington?
I used to be in Auckland, but for my previous business commitment, we decided, me and my wife, rather than living as a flatmate, it's better to move to Wellington, because I was traveling a lot, and she said, no, this is not a good idea. We have to have a family now.
Yeah.
And then we finally decided, let's go to Wellington.
Oh, nice. Very cool. And then, what inspired you to open up this restaurant?
Very good question.
I'm sure it's a very big question.
And love to answer that one, because to be honest, what I was doing in past, I was always being in retail, but somehow we both find it, there is no story with us. And me and my wife, both are storytellers. There need to be story so that we can tell, if we have, there is a legacy, we need to give that story to the legacy. And then one day we thought, okay, let's have a story. But there was a question, if we failed. We thought, if we fail, we fail. We still have a story to tell, not to do this thing. Okay. But then we slowly, because then we thought, let's follow the passion. Let's follow the voice inside. And one day we were watching Julia Child movie. Julia Child. And there was a,
Julia Child?
Julia Child, the food, the food legend. So we were watching the movie, and there is something called, do something with your passion. If you have an interest, put your 100% into that one, and see, the magic will happen. And then we thought, let's do it.
That's awesome.
Let's do it. And why we are worried about what will happen? We will go back what we were doing before, but let's give it a chance. And then we started entire operation. There was no knowledge with us, no skill with us, and to be honest, I was not a cook or a chef. So that was a big question. I'm not from this industry. I've always been in a sales, and she was in different job positions. How we will do it? We said, let's start it. We have just one thing there was with us was a passion.
So awesome.
And then there was something which also pulled us to get into this market, because for me, food is a philosophy. Indian food has its own depth and variety, but all these three things were missing around. If there was a variety, there was no depth. If there was a depth, there was no philosophy. So we thought, let's put all these three things into one plate and create an Indian Alley. So that's how we created the Indian Alley. So we put our philosophy, we put the depth, and then we put a variation, a variety of menu.
That's so funny. It's amazing that that's that you have no real background in this,
Yeah.
and this is what you were able to create out of that, just pure passion of it.
It's a
It's
passion.
amazing.
And to be honest, there was 99% chances of failing it.
Huh.
Because when you don't know, background was totally marketing, background was sales, leadership, organizational changes, because I'm being studied in double masters, all these things. Where food is there is no food.
Yeah.
But passion for the food was there. Me and my wife both have a passionate about the food. We need good quality food to be served on the plate. It's not about money. People are happy to pay money. They are not asking, give us a cheap food.
Yeah.
They're asking, give us a good food
Yeah.
with a good experience, and let's do it then.
Yeah. And food does something unique and special to people. It like triggers memories. It's the smells, they trigger memories, and they just bring you back to that moment. Like for us, it brings us back to that moment when we first arrived in New Zealand together. We were starting our new life, and we wanted to come back here and experience that again. And it didn't fail. And it's amazing. Both Miley and I talk about when we eat your food, and after we eat it, we continue to taste it. It's like she likes to say that it's a taste party in your mouth or something to that effect.
Yeah.
Because it's just,
It just lingers.
yeah, it lingers forever, and we don't get that with other Indian food. Like we eat lots of Indian food, probably once or twice a week back in Dunedin, and it's good, but it's never like it never triggers that same feeling that we get when we eat your food.
I agree. So the one thing, because the most important thing is, it's for everyone, whoever wants to do this business or whoever wants planning to do this business. I always say, you're not my competitor. I'm doing my stuff.
Yeah.
They will do their own stuff. First thing you need to know, cooking is an art. Not anyone can cook, not everyone can cook. And when you cook, it's something you are connecting to human soul. So if you have that passion that you can go and connect to some human soul, making a good sort of a food or a arty food, that means you are winning this game. So it's all about the quality of the product. Don't worry, if it's 10 cents expensive or $2 more.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Don't look at your till.
Yeah.
How much money is coming. Trust me, if you're doing the right thing, you don't even have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
Your focus is, because the business is food, and if you are cheating on that one, not serving a good food, that means that's not your business.
Yeah.
Your business is something else.
Yeah.
So same thing, our vision, our mission, and our philosophy was first embedded into the structure, that we had a meeting with our chefs. We said, this is what we want to do. And they said, if you're happy, you want to do like this, they're happy. Because it's all about teamwork. It's not me and Neha individual, it's all team who is working with us behind the scenes or in front house. They are doing their job 100%.
That's huge.
That's huge.
Yeah.
And they are committed with us.
Yeah, that's really cool. Have you had the same, sorry not to throw you a curveball question, but have you had the same chef since you guys opened?
Yes, we
You
do.
have. That's awesome. You kind of answered this, but the question was, why is your food so much better than all the other Indian restaurants? And I think you touched on that a lot.
It's
Your
consistency. Passion
Yeah.
is there. You need to talk to your chefs. Most important thing, your feedback to the chef, you really need to listen to them. If they are, what ingredient they are asking, you have to provide them. You cannot, cut the corners.
Right.
So because if they want it, they want it. And you have to make sure you get the right ingredients for them so that they can do the right thing in a right way.
That's huge. Having been in the restaurant business for a long time, more often than not, that doesn't happen. Because it's, for most restaurants, it's about, edging out every single penny they can get to get ahead a little bit further. But you're doing it from the side of creating the experience for your customer that makes them come back. And they're okay spending that money because they're getting their money's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And more important than money, what I believe is, if you came from a Dunedin, example is very clear. This is your time. You took your important time out of your busy schedule and you thought, let's go to Indian Alley. Why? Why to Indian Alley? Because your time is more important than the money. You can do that time investment somewhere else. But you're trusting us with your time and both money and say, look, guys, we trust you. So what we are doing, we are returning you as a good service, as a good food.
That's huge.
It's something, and that's what we appreciate to our customer, because their time is important.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. And then my last question was, will you please move to Dunedin?
We are
Subsequent
planning,
question, more of a demand.
we are planning on an expansion maybe in next 6 to 7 months, or if there was no COVID, Indian Heli have a big plans of expansion. We are working with tons of other people. We have a proper people who are creating a strategies for us. But end of the day, the country, laws and difficulty in getting hands on the chef, those are the things. So we are pretty much right now focusing on Wakefield branch because it's a short team and we don't want it to feel when our customer came into the restaurant, they need to get the best service. So maybe in next 6 months, definitely you will see on our website with maybe 1 or 2 restaurants coming in, but it's all about how the market is trending right now.
Well, if you do ever come to Dunedin to do scouting or anything, you got my number.
I
Just
will
look me
have
up.
your number
Take
and-
out for a drink. Show you a good time.
Definitely. I do have your number and I will be in touch with you. And first of all, I will really like to thank both of you for taking out some time, coming back to us after 1 year and doing this interview with me.
It's our pleasures.
Yeah, pleasure is all mine.